Hello?
Introduce myself to everybody. He's a new.
It doesn't know you.
How many people do you think watch?
Does it tell you?
Just Andrea.
People are gonna find out off when they do you. I just set it on. Hi Eddie, do you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Is that Cedeño?
That's what it sounds
Oh,
like.
Hello, how are you?
Eddie Cedeño. Eddie,
I would say in the house, but not really.
Oh, Eddie, you can talk.
Okay, what happened? Go ahead.
Yeah, weird. No, it's about the cheetah slap.
No, is that stripper?
No, man.
That's
Cheetahs.
our.
Oh my God, this is public record, por Dios, cuéntate bien.
He's saying cheetahs.
Dios mío. Yeah, you know, Our Lady
Yeah,
of
you know what I'm
Our
saying?
Lady of the Lakes cheetahs.
They're cheetah, they're now on.
They should be
So just.
It's off mute, alright? I'm gonna call the meeting to order.
Control your father,
We can start.
please.
There's no controlling that.
No, I know.
Alright, so I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 6:43. So I'll start off with the roll and then we'll just go from there. Well, there's really no roll needed for this. There's no president or anything like that. I kind of go over the people that I guess are here from the EDC. So there's Matthew Casamayor from the EDC. I see Romy. I see Carlos. I see Denise. So we got 4 people here from the EDC. But all right, cool. So orders of business. That's just what we got there. We're just here to talk about Main Street Live. I kind of sent everybody an email before we came to this. Everybody kind of has like a general interpretation of what's going to go on. We have a proposition that we voted on the EDC the last time. It's really for the 3 parties that are here to listen in on. The 3 parties present are the Cultural Affairs Committee with Felicia. There's the Public Safety Committee with Carlos, and then there's the Chamber, which I guess is represented through Tico today. And then also
Madam-
Rams. I almost forgot through with Tammy.
Yeah, there's both.
You can take a seat over here if you want to, man. You don't have to sit in the
Both being a.
corner. If you want to join us at the table, you don't have to be hiding over there.
And there's both BNIs.
What do you think?
And both be nice?
Yeah, Natalie
Yeah.
and me.
Oh, that's right, Natalie from-
Yeah,
Chamber.
and Romy is, you know, yeah.
Be present. That's true.
Romy's not important at all.
I mean, looking for
Either
coat.
Both of them important.
I did speak to the president before coming, Ray Palacios, and he gives his apologies, but he's dealing with some health issues with his mom, but everything is good. But he can't make it.
Hope he's okay.
No, it's all good. But he just couldn't make it. He's gonna die.
Yeah. All right, cool. So the main goal here is for all of our organizations to kind of work together to boost and promote Main Street Live as it exists. I kind of listed out some general things for us to kind of talk about here, but I'll just kind of list out what our proposition is that we voted on, just so we kind of have that on the table already. I'll kind of talk a little bit about the history on it, and then I'll just kind of let everybody else talk. I'll let Carlos, our new vice chair of the EDC over there, take up. I let him speak a little bit about his ideas and thoughts and what he thinks is best, because he's kind of the one helming this whole thing. But just really quick, so what we voted on in the last meeting was we wanted to help market and push the Main Street Live. And we kind of already voted on this last year. Felicia knows this and is testament to this. So what we voted on was for the next 4 events, the next 4 of the year that are remaining so far, the EDC is willing to put in $500 for each of those events to help promote it on social media. This consists of things like Instagram, Facebook. I'm thinking maybe Eventbrite. We'll kind of hammer that out as we get there. But as of right now, it's 500. What we decided last year was that we don't really think $500 per event is really enough per month to really push the needle, right? Really move the needle, really get enough attention and people looking at it, especially outside of Miami Lakes. So what we kind of agreed on would really help that is double that, right? Which would be 1,000 for each event. So it would be 4,000 total, right? So what we're suggesting and what we voted on was that the EDC is willing to front, I guess, $500 for each one of those events, which would be $2,000 total. And we're trying to see if we can get a sort of contribution. It doesn't have to be a match or anything like that, but a sort of equal contribution or see if we can get to that 4,000 total number with the help of all these organizations here, or just 1 or 2 or whatever makes sense. That's the main proposition. And in the history, like I said, we kind of started off with that $500 number. I think we put in some money to advertising last year. It was like a couple $100 into some of the events. Didn't really see that it made much of a difference. So we kind of decided, hey, we need to really expand on that and really triple down on the money per event. So that's the proposition. That's what we voted on. That's what we wanted to put on the table. So we had something concrete when we met here, and it wasn't just kind of talking and loosey goosey. So that's the more concrete thing. And then that's what we have. And then I'll kind of let Carlos, if you want to pick up with the whole more abstract side of things, if you want to talk about that.
Yes. In reality, it's to talk a little bit more about the efforts that have been already put together. You know, we as economic development have tried to push all the, let's put it back. The main problem that we have seen and that it has not give us the opportunity to do better things in Miami Lakes is that everybody is working in different directions. I think there is a lot of resources, but nobody is pushing to the same objective, okay? I can give several examples, like the Instagram pages, everything is like separated, right? Nobody's pushing the whole town of Miami Lakes together. However, there's been a lot of people doing a great job on a lot of things, right? We have a very good network people that they have been able to do. Carlos did a fantastic event. We have put together Felicia has put together this event with all that little resources that she has that everybody has been asking for. And I think she deserves a lot of other support so her events are successful, right? If we don't help her succeed on these events are just going to die because it's not worth it for the businesses that they're saying, it's not worth it for the Grahams to invest on this if there is no other people coming outside of the Miami Lakes to see those events. The main idea is to attract people from other cities to come and see our city. So they want to invest on the city, so they see the potential of the city and the businesses that are there can produce more money. Okay, that is not just setting up an event, which is what Felicia fantastically have done. But we need to figure it out a lot of other things, right? How is going to be the experience of the people that are gonna come? How are we going to advertise? We put it as economic development and we wanted to bring something into the table. So it's pay advertising because by organically and the efforts that the marketing in the town are not enough. So I have seen great work that Chamber of Commerce does. BNIs have done really good. The golf course events that they do really good. The Grahams have put already a marketing company. Carlos with his committee have done great things too. So it's like, okay, we have this on the table. It's from all of us, one way or another, is how we make them successful, how we attract other people, how we make it people wanting to come. Because my experience of what I have seen, I don't even want to go, right? Because it's a little boring, the setup is not necessarily correctly for the people to come. You need a little more action. You cannot just attract it by just bringing a van. It's a lot of things. And I know that we all here know what we need to do or what resources you guys have that we can put together great events. So they don't just die on May 15th, which is my major concern. Not this past meeting, but the meeting before, the Economic Development Committee decided that they were not going to support the event economically because it was not worth it. It was not going to move the needle, right? Hopefully, on the last meeting, we were able to convince them we were able to match at least marketing funds. But that's just one part of it. I think it's a combination of a bunch of things, which when we say we call all of these members right here because we think that with your support we'll be able to create events that are more not just successful but that will be able to get other people to invest on these events so that way we continue the rest of the years because right now nobody is going to put money invest on the events. Not the restaurants that are next to it, not the Chamber of Commerce or anything, because they will not see any benefits. Neither the Grahams that have already wanted to contribute to this, because they're not going to see any results of their investment. Okay, so that's pretty much the main idea. Okay, I think we can go over details on events. Most of you guys have already set up different type of events, right? So it's marketing, it's a strategy, is the ambience that you're going to attract and everything. So would like to hear from any of you guys, not just the ideas, but how can you guys contribute on your committees, on your clubs, or for example, I haven't told you, but Denise will probably say, okay, we're gonna do the golf cart meetups that day on those events and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
We wanted to also the town to be able to be a little bit more flexible so we can convince the merchants that are there to get out there, right? The only way that they're going to get out there, for example, 1910, then if they're able to put a bar.
Right.
Right? If they're able to kind of consume, if there's a little bit more light, maybe the stage has to be more on the outside, so people when they're driving 67, they're able to see it. Because when the band is playing on there and it's so dark, nobody notices that they are
Can
playing.
I ask a question, Carlos? So when you say the golf cart, where will the actual golf cart gathering events take place? In front of Cellos?
No.
Or on, you planning on Main
No,
Street?
no, no, I'm right now, it's not about,
An
jealous,
example.
it's
Okay,
just that
example.
I
And
know.
if you walk into an event area that night, so they could participate and see that.
Correct,
Yeah.
right.
Like I can get them to come just to,
Let me just clarify something.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
In reality, to Chelas will not necessarily benefit this because it's on the other side,
Mhm.
but for us, it's important that those businesses succeed.
See. yeah,
Because
and you come back.
We really need them to bring more people,
Right.
advertise, have more money to do that.
Right.
So this is mainly on the other side, okay?
Mhm.
I'm just recommending for visibility, maybe the stage, when it can put it on 67, because when we put events outside, we know that when people see a pool,
Of course.
they want it to come.
Right.
The golf cars attract that people are seeing the golf cars parking that. So I'm talking everything on the other side, either doing that, even I have an idea that I
Okay.
don't think that the city will allow it, but try out there.
Okay,
But
well,
in-
I'm
in-
curious to hear.
In,
Okay,
in reality, the main idea is how we bring people from outside, right?
right.
One of the main thing is when we all take our families, the majority of us live in Miami Lakes, right? And you says, okay, let's go out to dinner. If you don't have a meeting, you're gonna go to, I don't know, Doral or Brickfall or something like that, because if not, you're taking your family to lunch. We need people from the other cities to be able to see Miami Lakes as a community where you can come hang out, come with your kids, come to this. We have great things, we have great parking, we have a great movie theater, is Bad Manager. I already spoke about that already, but it's a great movie theater, right? But in reality, there is a lot of things that the city has to offer that is not advertising.
Right.
And people, when they come and see, they fall in love with the town.
Yeah.
That's what we need to push. And these events help people know this.
Mhm.
But if we don't do, and we all work together, pushing to the same goal, it's not gonna happen. They're just going to down because with Miami Lakers, we're not enough.
No.
We're not.
You want
So
more.
that's the main point, and I like to hear from each of the representatives of this. In their mind, how can they contribute? How they can commit? How can we put together something that it does? Or mention the things that are bad. For example, I can say that we rely on the city, on the town to be able to advertise and do the campaigns and everything. Not necessarily are effective, not necessarily are correct. And we have already tried with different other events that we have done in economic development to kind of do it ourselves or push it, but there is certain restriction. I understand governmental things and stuff like that, but those are the things that we need to push to get better, because there is not pushing to advertise Miami Lakes, and everybody is advertising other cities. And those cities that you have seen those pushes, they are very successful. They have been able to bring more commercial, more restaurants, more of all of those type of things. And I'm going to stop now. I can continue, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, I think Felicia, I think it's very important for you to speak, because I know that you're a
Yes,
partner to them.
I don't know if you know the history, I mean, I'll be real quick. The Cold Rivers Committee has been around since 2001. It was one of the first committees that were created. And back in the 80s, it's a tryout, right there where the Simon Danitos is, we had, that used to be called a gazebo. And we said, oh, let's try, we had a lady that knew a lot of musicians, so it would take different, you know, and of course, back then it didn't cost us that much. And it's a lot because of the funding. I think one of the main things is to have the good marketing strategy. I think that's what has been hurting us, not the location, because I was saying the Festival of Lights is indoors. The stage is in the same place where we have ours, and it's packed. Of course, it's 40 years of doing it, and it's creating that tradition, like the 4th of July is one of our most successful events. Festival of Lights, which is done by the Grahams. Now we have the car show, the concert car tour, which is not even, it's done privately. But and the idea with this type, this is like, it evolved into this. We call it Main Street Live, back then it was called that, but it was to bring, not just bands, but, have performers dancing. What I sent out to the potential performers was, what is it that you can do? I can share with you the email that I sent, and I had a lot of feedback. Like the last, what's the last performer, I mean, I call him the crazy gypsy because he's Spaniard, he's a funny guy, but he has connections with so many, like, I mean, you want to do something with Main Street, like the jazz, and he has a lot of contacts with people. The other bands that we had last year, they brought in people from outside because some of these bands have phone homes.
Glass
Same with
block
like
was like that.
Huh?
The glass block.
the glass block.
And then it
I
brought
mean,
a lot of
they were friends of a friend of my cousin, and one of the ladies in our committee, she brought people from outside. I have a friend that she didn't come to this year because she had the flu, but she's coming to this one. So there's people from outside. I mean, it's us personally inviting our friends to come in, and they're excited. They come in and see it. So we want to bring people from outside, but also bring our people to it, because I don't know what happened after the pandemic. People, I mean, I see it when we're on Main Street. They come in, get the food, and go home. They don't socialize anymore, unfortunately. And it's trying to create an ambiance of music, dance, art. I mean, I spoke to at the beginning last year to, what's his name, Bernardo. There's a setup in his store where the guy is painting. So I want people to see what it takes to put a piece of art together. So there's a hands-on. I know a bunch of people. It's just, I mean, I've been doing this on my own, and sometimes it's hard to connect with people. But it's not just the music; it's bringing all kinds of things going on, like the setting up of the bar outside the Garrison, or things like that. That was an idea that Matt had, and is planning it properly. I think we have entertainment wise, we're okay. Is the marketing? The marketing is where we are very weak at. And we need to, get the community and say, look, this is what we want to do, and get everybody on board. I mean, these are good bands. I mean, I'm not a musician, but when I listened to the band, I said, this is a good one. And I think so far we've been successful with the bands. It's just bringing people in. That's the only thing. They're desperate to perform for us. I mean, I have a list of them. I said, no, we don't have the funding. And they want to do it. So it's just it's teamwork, everybody pitching in, I took notes the other night, the meeting that you had. And I think I gave you a copy of what we spent. I mean, nickel and diming next to that. And I mean, it costs about $2,700 per event, which is because what happened was, I was grateful for Andrea Grahams to last season to do it. And we had a concert. We have a budget of $10,500 to do our concerts in the park. But the last one we had, we lost money because it was very cold, nobody came, and we still have to pay the musician. So when the person who organizes that event, so they want to raise this, it's just that money. Instead of having one band for that kind of money, we can have 5 bands. So we're trying to, see how we can invest our money in a better way. So, and of course, the sponsorship will help us. We're trying to use the least expensive stage. The sound guy is good. I mean, they bring their own music, sound system. So we're saving money as far as those things are. So it's just a matter of, like I said, teamwork and commitment and getting, the word out that I think we can do it. It's just that it takes time for people to learn about these things. I think Palm Beach has been doing a very successful. It's the same, basically the same bands, but they're very been doing it for a long time, and we just started. So it's the growing pains, I think, that eventually will play out. But the one from last year with which is of course he's a local musician, Jackson Bond. I mean, it's that. So the work got around, and it's just keeping, not giving up. I mean, I'm the kind of person that I never give up.
And we thank you because all of this has been done. I have been pushing for a long time to do something like this in Main Street, that it needs to revamp. And you have been able to put something together that at least we have us here on the table. So thank you.
I mean, I love doing this. I mean,
But these are all just working volunteer and all that.
yeah,
For sure.
you are too. It's my psychic, by the way.
Yes, I am a psychic.
Psychic?
Yes.
Psychic.
Well, he talks great about you all the time.
So I have a lot of questions because it's my first time here. So
Yes.
in order for us to be able to help, I have to understand how this process works. So I was writing down a lot of things while you were talking.
Oh my, so you're taking minutes? Perfect.
No, no, no.
Sounds like minutes to me.
Just ask a question.
Break down of-
Secretary.
I mean, you're secretary one, not me. I'm just here for the chamber. You're the note taker. So my question, well, first you said that it's $2,700 per event. Where are those funds coming from if the EDC is only doing the 500?
We, like
Gives
I
out the
mentioned
rest?
to you, we had a budget for concerts of 10,500,
Okay,
and we said, well.
you broke it up into that.
Cultural Affairs Committee's budget.
Yeah, the
Okay.
concerts. We're investing our money before we did, because it wasn't approved, but it was hard to convince my committee, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Some of the people there, and I don't wanna sound like I'm.
So right now you don't have sponsorships outside of
Oh, boy,
EDC
yeah.
and what
Yes,
everyone
yeah,
else,
it is.
okay,
So
so that's what you're looking
it's
for.
reaching out to
Mhm.
sponsors, and say, I think. What we need money right now is in case we have like an unforeseen condition, like for the first one, for what's the name? Nexus to Rita. I said, what is that you need? Because I had to fill out for the town before I can do that. I would buy pizza for the guys, I give them a gift certificate to buy food. We need an event form. The event form is a very lengthy, detailed, and all these guys want is
They're not gonna
some
put-
sandwiches, it's like,
It needs to be easy for them. Click, click, go.
I know. And some of them, do not like to eat before they perform because they have to sing. We have a group that performs for us, at the church. And they're amazing people who will get them to negotiate the fee also. They don't wanna eat before they perform. So, but these people are gonna be here setting up, so we get them, what I did last time was water and snacks. And I pay with my own money, I mean, it wasn't much. So, and some of them want other accommodations, I think the last one is, he wants a fan and everything, I guess he gets very hot when he does his performance. But, so basically it's those expenses that,
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind paying it, I mean, it's.
No, that's not the goal, but I didn't understand who was contributing or not.
Yeah, no, this year we have more money because we moved the money, we approved the money, I said, because everything has to be approved by the committee. So we agree, and then it was the issue of, oh, we're approving this, but not this one, it's like, guys, it's like. They approved the last three, but not
Right.
the first two. I
They-
said,
yeah, I
"Isn't
know,
the main
yeah.
one?"
It wasn't going.
Yeah, you're
To
tough.
summarize, it's the Cultural Affairs Committee is basically fronting that
This year.
Yeah.
2,700 per
Everybody
event
said that the other day.
this year, and then what Carlos is trying to guarantee is that this event's successful enough, so when Felicia pitches it to the Cultural Affairs Committee next year, that they agree to keep it going, keep it funded.
Yeah.
That's the main goal, so we wanna make sure that it's worth it for the town, that everybody's, seeing it and seeing that
Yeah.
it's worth it,
But
that's
this
the
year,
goal.
thank God that we were able to relocate that money, because last year was, nope.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed too is that you had an event, I don't know how it was because I didn't attend it, on the 16th. But that was a long weekend, so I don't know if that affected your attendance. So I think date wise, you also are doing another event on the 20th of March, which happens to be spring break for public schools. So you're gonna have another attendance issue there.
Well, we need to market it for people who come to Miami to come here. I mean, it's just.
But I'm saying
again,
Miami-Dade County schools are going on spring break
Yeah.
that week, so you're gonna have people traveling, so the
Can you
attendance
reschedule?
on that week, I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Like, just looking at it, my kids don't have spring break that week, but I know that public schools do. So
Yeah.
I don't know how set in the dates
No,
you are,
we-
but that
we-
might
We had
not.
an event, I think it was, we did Black History Month, that we had it's called a Motown Review, and it's people who impersonate, I mean, it's a fantastic show. We had it, as a matter of fact, here on Main Street years ago. And it was a long weekend and it was pretty attentive, I agree. And it wasn't properly advertised either. I
Yeah.
think the key is to get the word out and said, hey, you're not doing anything, when you're coming to Miami, this is a place that you can come and it's free.
That's why I'm asking, like, from the
Yeah.
outsider perspective, I am on social media, I have 1,000 different Instagrams, but I have never seen advertising for this event. I don't know anything about it.
No.
I only know because Tico told me about it. That's the only reason. He's like, Main Street Live's this week. I'm like, I'm not in town. So if I'm in town, I'll come, but I don't ever see it anywhere. So if I don't see it and I'm a person who has kids who can come and do this, I live in this area, I don't know about it. There's no way I can promote it to other people if I don't know. So
That's
your
part of-
main issue, I understand. is the
That's
marketing.
part of the reason why
Nobody knows
Carlos is
it's
saying
happening.
for
Yeah.
the additional funds and a lot of those
100%.
additional funds going to marketing the
Yeah.
event.
And at those events, I don't know, because I have, like I said, I haven't been to them, but I talked to a few other people before coming to this meeting and they were like, yeah, but there's nothing for our kids to do. We're gonna go there, our kids run around like wild animals because they're bored. The adults are listening to the music, but the kids have nothing to do. There's no entertainment for them. So a family doesn't want to go there and chase their kids around. It's no longer fun for them.
Well, depending on the age of the kids, and let me interject here, I
Yeah.
don't have all the specifics. but-
Neither.
but
These are what I was told
my-
today.
No, but my gym does like a
Mhm.
date night and they have activities and we could certainly talk to them.
If they can
I
match the
mean,
dates. that
The
would-
committee, I'm not, when I say we, I don't mean
You know that-
me and the grandparents directly.
Yeah.
please. But
I'm
you know,
at-
talk to them and then, you know, they can organize an event and watch the kids. It's right there.
Yeah, something that where the
Yeah.
parents can have their
Mhm.
kids in a safe place and
Mhm.
still enjoy. You have my gym right there.
Mhm.
Even if you just have a bounce house, just a couple kids going in there or whatever, a petting zoo, who cares, something. So that those kids are kind of corralled in an area and the parents can still enjoy.
Now, if my gym did that, I don't know if it's free or they charge a price or what.
Yeah,
but
it's fair.
an
I think it's
alternative-
fair.
An alternative. because you
I
have to
work
have a
with
babysitter.
Amanda all the
Yeah,
time for my
okay.
events. We
Yeah.
partner with her
Okay.
and she gives my group a percentage off as long as you show proof that you're part of that event.
Okay.
So that's also an incentive. If you're going to Main Street Live, she
Mhm.
can give you a special promotion if you're specifically there for that
Perfect.
event.
Yeah.
So
those are
that's
the
an
things
option
that I
to
was thinking of,
explore.
like,
Mhm.
and like this one that you're doing, the Whiskey Six Band, I don't know who they are or country or whatever, but you could also theme it out, like. You'd have whiskey tasting at 1910. Why not have them set up their little bar out front, do whiskey tasting to match with the
Mhm.
music that you're providing, and when they're doing the Spanish music, they can throw out Spanish cocktails. Amazonia can throw it into, like, whoever,
You have to get everyone involved.
make it a theme so
build
that
your
everybody's
businesses.
involved.
So that,
I
I think
agree.
that's what Carlos has been talking about, and I think that that's the challenge, is, you know, I think
Getting
cultural
all the owners
affairs,
together.
so I think, well, I think that, cause you know, so it's funny, like, when people see that, you know, events are put into town, they don't really realize who's behind it.
Mhm.
And 99.9% of the time, it's volunteer based.
Mhm.
So as much as Felicia is extremely skilled and out of the kindness of her heart and her passion loves to do this, she has a life.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I don't.
alone,
We can
every
pretend.
day, every
We have
day.
to have a committee.
Yeah, she has a committee, but again, you know, you can't expect a civilian committee that does this on volunteer
No, of
time
course not.
to execute an event of this complexity and of the caliber that we want
Mhm.
True.
for free, you know? And I mean, you know, economic development committee, we take on like probably like one major event a year, which I've been chairing for the last 3 years, and it takes us like 6 months to put it together. And now we're trying to do, you know, in a series of 5 months, 6 of these. Like it's a lot. So
Yeah.
So you know, I think we've all talked at length about the Main Street merchants getting involved,
Mhm.
meaning, you know, bring your restaurant outdoors,
Yeah.
do something. and I think that's maybe where Carlos wanted to tap into the Graham companies a little bit for some kind of formalized
Make a
and,
meeting.
you know, formalized, call to action for them as Main Street merchants from, you know, from the Graham companies to support this event, because it's super haphazard. You know, there's nothing formal. They don't really see it as, I think,
I don't think they
official
realize the
event.
benefit.
They don't really
don't
see
see
it
the
as an
benefit.
official event, you know, one does a little something, the others do nothing, you know,
Yeah.
it's all over the place. So I agree with you. I think a coordinated effort would make a world of a difference on Main Street to make this event successful and to make Main Street more successful
Yeah.
in general. But you know, the committee doesn't take it upon themselves to talk to the Main Street merchants. When they do, the Main Street merchants don't see them as, you know, any kind of group with authority, right? And so, am I right, Felicia, right?
Yes,
So,
we're not supposed to wear our shirt except for meetings or special events. So if I wanna go to Main Street and wear my committee's shirt, we don't even have business cards, so people go and.
I'm like,
"Where
you guys have shirts? We don't have shirts. Yeah, what's up with that?
No, but I will say, for the first Main Street Live, I went with Tico, yeah,
Word.
yeah. But we went on the first, for the first Main Street Live, we went to all the Main Street businesses with a flyer and told them all about it and wanted to get them involved and all that. But just as a testament to what you said, we had no
Nobody.
A, authority, and B, we had no backing to tell them, hey, you can set up a booth, you can
wasn't
come
a-
out.
You-
We
you
we
couldn't
don't have
give
the
them
right
the-
to say
yeah.
that, that's
There
all.
If they're
wasn't a
looking to do
flyer,
We
that,
just
you're
kind of
in
told them,
trouble.
hey, if you can promote this, that's all.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a flyer. I
They
made
need to know
posters.
that it's okay
Yeah,
to
we
set
did
up outside.
posters.
Illegal,
I
but-
collaborate
It
with
wasn't-
a lot of local businesses.
Yeah.
in
No, I know, I'm
town.
just saying, I made posters.
And
That
when I
way everybody
approach
told me.
them, and when I approach them, I'm obviously not, you know, it's nothing town related. And I get a lot of positive, you know, replies from all these businesses. I work with Carlos, La Diosa, Churrascaso. I've worked with a lot of local businesses. I think it's how you're approaching it, what's in it for them, how they can help us.
It's just like we're asking them to do something too on land that they don't know if they have the
That's
full ability
weird
to.
thing.
That's more of what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, I'm like authority. So I
Can't
kind of
put
told
fear
them,
out there.
like I went
think
to like,
to approach them.
Exactly,
with
yeah.
The answers already.
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
hey,
saying, that's
how-
why,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, we need to
I
know
mean,
you
that
have
changes things,
Mhm.
because I think
Also,
all of them
yeah.
would be willing to help.
No, yeah, I agree. It's just that, and that's kind of like what Romy was saying, and why I'm glad that Ann's here now too, is that I'm not asking the grants to do anything, you know, hyper official, crazy. Like, you don't have to do a whole meeting with everybody. But at least an email blast, or at least what, like, kind of like what Romy's saying, or at least a formalized way in terms of if there's a, like, how they can, let's say, set up a booth, or let's say it's like, for example, right? I remember we approached you and reached out to Acai Express, right? Because they're all the way on the other side, hidden over there. Right, and we approached them when we first came out with the posters and said, hey, it would be awesome if you guys can set up a booth or you know, like set up a little like pop-up shop right there in the circle, you know? But we never heard what resulted with that, you know, so I was wondering if
Randy,
it's,
she told me they weren't allowed.
That's what
Are
I'm
they
saying.
not allowed?
When I've talked to other businesses
Yeah.
about other things, they tell me,
Yeah.
that's their response. We
If
can't
they're
do that. We can't even put it.
Yeah,
in your
that's why.
office. And I said,
that's why,
"Okay."
so I just don't know
I don't
what
know.
we have the capability to tell them because it's not, you know, it's not our,
Yeah.
it's not the city's land in that
And,
case. so.
and that's why we wanted to bring all of this together, because
Yeah.
there is a lot of things, right?
Mhm.
There is maybe that one decision that we may have to take is kind of extend those dates so we planned it more correctly, right?
Right.
For example, what you have mentioned is theme the night, right?
Yeah.
Whiskey night.
So it'd be good.
Whiskey
Yeah.
night,
Yeah,
that would-
then the line makes sense, because if you put it this right here, I'm just thinking, okay, I don't know who they are, and
And if I don't
And
like
I
that
don't-
music and I like whiskey, I might still.
Right.
exactly,
Like, they're not enough to advertise, you need other things that.
correct,
that
like
bring
for
people
example,
in.
let's say face painting
Well,
available.
that's what I'm saying. If it's country
you
themed,
know,
bring a
Right.
petting zoo. Let the kids pet animals
So-
if it's allowed. I don't know.
For example, like.
See, that's the issue,
Yeah.
so it just comes down to
Yeah.
coordination with you guys, with the grant.
Or they can paint on
We have the
canvas a
vendors
cow, like
from-
something.
We have the vendors from the farmers market, but some of them can come gold cars. And I know the Grahams, they will say, okay, there's a lot of liabilities and issues. How are we
That's what
going
I was
to
looking at.
manage
You
those
can theme
things?
it.
But we're gonna need your
It's-
help to
it's
figure
more-
something out, so that way we structure something that everybody presents whatever they gotta present, which we already know what they are and we can guide them.
Mhm.
So that way we do something controllable and we attract people to it.
Mhm.
But we need the town to allow us to kind of serve alcohol on the street. to have the Grahams allowed to put certain areas of vendors so people can do that. So that way, when people don't come, they just come for the music because it's not necessarily the attraction. And Teamet, it's great because it will attract other people and it will attract whiskey companies that would like to.
They'll sponsor.
Yes, I saw it. That's why.
I thought of.
So let's say a whiskey company would like to sponsor an event like that, like to bring their sponsor, bring their out, their
Yeah.
bottles, their, not just the bottle, but
They
those
bring the tables to
inflatables
set out the.
and stuff
thing.
like that, and they will advertise the event.
Yeah,
So I
we-
think it's
we
getting
did the
more
Hispanic
people
heritage,
together to that.
We did it here.
People
in
is
Tampa,
crazy to talk about.
And I think it was for Columbia.
Oh, would you behave
we
this
had
will
a-
be in our meetings?
I'm scared of the chair. Not scared of the president, I'm scared of the chair.
The way.
Okay, really, just interject a couple of things. Number one. The Main Street vendors, they're wonderful. I'm gonna give you an example. George Beebe's. He wanted to do a committee of bring them all together. I went, because they'd invite me to every one of those meetings. Why, I don't know, but I would go. The first time, 15 of them. Yes, we'll do whatever. Then the next time, 10, 5. And they all wanna do it, but none of them do it. I'm gonna give you another one. Because I secretly know this information because I have friends behind the scenes. The world famous Festival of Lights that Felicia mentioned that is great. They're all invited to put out tables. 3 people put out tables, okay? So it's great to say it, but they're not gonna do it unless one person goes out there and tells them and then force, or you've gotta get them to commit, but then they say they want to, but then they don't do it.
I agree.
Mm.
Makes the event unfair.
Whiskey company,
Yes.
yes, but you gotta go get, somebody's gotta go out there and get them and negotiate it.
Or-
All right,
Yes.
perfect, exactly, you're gonna send Felicia to, the Garrison. They're very difficult to get to do anything, but unless you gotta have a salesperson, you gotta have a roamie to go out there and tell them why.
Not it, why?
Why
What
it's a
did I
benefit to
do?
them, why it's a benefit to them.
And
For your last event,
They are
for the last Main
supported by
Street, I told
Workers
George
at
to put a
Times.
table of people, he goes, no.
It's how you
I did a
approach
lot
Why,
of-
why are we listening to you? Clearly,
It's
Denise is
gotta
the
be
person.
work.
It's how you approach it.
To them. Come on, they're not gonna come out on their own.
And the
They
main
need to know
reason,
there's
and the main
benefit for
reason
them.
is because they don't see any benefits, and
That's
right
the
now
thing.
they're hearing.
They're
They're not
watching this
sold.
event and they're
Correct.
seeing that
Correct.
that's
They're
very
not
Exactly. So mainly, main reasons, because like we said, right, this so far doesn't sell.
No.
It's beautiful, it's a lot better than the other one that you get the other day, but it
So there's
doesn't
no
sell.
benefit for them.
So,
They're
and
not
we're,
gonna waste
and that's what
their
we're trying to do
table
to
on
kind of help. For example, the restaurants easily can say, you don't have to spend the money on this. If you tell me, hey, listen, I'm gonna need 2 cases of water, or I'm gonna need some set of tacos for the musicians, tell us, be happy to do. But specific things, hey, I want you to do this
Yeah.
thing. I want to do, if you tell me, hey, put a booth there because maybe you have somebody that come. I cannot come in because I already have tie tap, I already have all
That's
those
the thing,
things,
you're
so,
gonna have a
and I
family
have not
members.
seen any people to come to those events, I'm not gonna do it. So, mainly right now is to how we actually show them that we can do it. How, we all know that we're all busy, we all have our businesses, we all have all those things, the committees are work for free, we all know that. But at the same time, if we don't do nothing, this is going to just die, and every business is going to be on the same thing. So that's why we are all here,
Marketing,
okay?
you said marketing.
Yes.
The
Marketing
Grahams,
showing
correct
the
me if I'm
benefit.
wrong,
They need to
partner.
know.
The Grahams have a marketing team now, correct?
New marketing team,
And they
yes.
do, why are you not saying yes or no?
They do.
Okay, and they have a social media team. They
Hired.
have a social media team, correct?
We have a marketing.
A marketing company that does social, do you know what is required to get your post on their social media? To send it to them. Do you send them the information?
Well, I'm not saying that.
No,
I
I'm saying, do you send it to them? You do?
Yes,
Nobody else does.
yes, I know, but
So what
that's,
the hell?
I send stuff to, actually enter to post it on the Main Street. And it has to be an event on Main Street.
You want us?
So we.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Main Street vendors, yes,
Our
100% Main
Spanish
Street.
heritage from here from Town Hall to Roberta Alonso, which was a big
I
mistake.
just don't know which is
And no, I can't
Graham.
put it up because it's
the.
not on Main Street.
Main Street Miami Lakes, they put your event.
Yeah,
We
we
put this
have to
event.
be on Main Street.
Yeah, but we-
That's fine, but that's fine, but that's what we're talking about. We're talking about this one.
Yeah, but separate from all that, that's why, that's where the organic versus paid thing comes in. But before we get
Correct.
too deep into the marketing thing, I want to recognize Eddie because he's had his hand up for a minute. Eddie said Eddie over there.
It's my hand is so tired. Sorry. Thank you, Carlos, for noting. I just a couple things about some of the things you guys were talking about. I think youth activities could definitely help out a lot with maybe the solution to that. What do kids do during that thing? They could maybe collaborate with them as well and have some sort of little area where they do painting, do something that could relieve that and give them stuff to do. That's one thing. I to Rami's point, I think it's true. I mean, we're none of us are probably built except for Tico maybe to be like setting up an event like this and executing it all. And as volunteers, maybe outsourcing to a third party that handles a lot of that. Social Society, Swarm, those all have sort of ties to Miami Lakes. Could be something that could help with the promotion and the execution side of things. And obviously that comes at a cost, but maybe that's a good place to put some of this budget too. I know
You're hired.
yeah, no, I'm not me. But as far as the restaurants on Main Street, I mean, they're the ones that would benefit the most out of this at the end of the day, and the stores. But to Carlos's point, if they don't see value in people showing up and actually promoting and doing anything, then it's like kind of a waste of time for them too. And I think that's where you get that dropout. But if you make it more of like I mean, and also people have sort of maybe I guess fear of missing out, or if they see that other people are getting benefits from it. If you're able to rent out some spaces to other, restaurants and people that want to be there, sort of like the farmers market, but at night, now you're actually making some profit off of some of these events to cover some costs where you could continue to expand with. And now the other restaurants are like, oh wow, these people are coming from across town and setting up here, it must be worth it. I should just pull my table out. They don't have to pay anything if they rent there, but we could have other vendors that come in and set up certain things. If they're not willing to, well, someone else can come and I'm sure we'll have some other Miami Lakes restaurants and stuff that would be willing to maybe participate in that. Maybe not every time, but at least sometimes. Just some thoughts. But I definitely think that the marketing overall and across the town stuff is something that maybe having a separate, I think I suggested this years ago, having like a separate like marketing committee. But it's not easy. I get it. So
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it.
We tried, we tried on a larger scale and then, and did not succeed. And we tried on a smaller scale and we did succeed, similar to what Eddie mentioned, to outsource the event function. So, EDC did a whole proposal to the town, which, we went all out, right? This is, and Carlos was spearheaded that. He did a fantastic job at outlining, this is what it would truly cost to, outsource marketing efforts, for a whole year, let's say.
Mhm.
And it was a huge budget. It was like $100,000 budget. And of course, that did not get approved. But it was really to make a point of what it would look like to have an efficient and productive events committee for the town, not just for EDC. EDC
Mhm.
doesn't have that many events, but town-wide. So then what EDC did was for our annual event, which is our small business boot camp, we did allocate funds and get that approved specifically to have someone outsourced for social media content to be there on that day, because realistically, there's just not enough bodies in the room or time for committee members to do that. And that was extremely successful.
Yeah.
That was a super micro scale example of what it would look like, for this. So, and I think, the Graham Company's hiring a marketing, or putting in place a marketing division, comes back to that conversation, because we brought the Grahams into that conversation about, for example, the Festival of Lights, and the Main Street merchants were wanting a coordinated effort. And when they realized that there was no one that's truly responsible for that it's all ad hoc and 15,000 pairs of hands trying to make things happen, I think that probably resonated. And and that's why we have an official marketing department now, at least for the Graham companies. Yeah.
Two hands. How do you decide this?
Oh, real quick, Carlos wanted to say something real quick too.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
That's why it's important, Robert Rules of Order. If not, we're just gonna go here all the whole meetings. I think what's really important is, and Tico and I have had this conversation before, there's been events that Felicia's doing that Tico has no idea they're even going on. A lot of the success on my events, public safety, has really been because of them, right? The only way that you can really be successful is working together, okay? So you have people that have a lot of followers, tagging them. Main Street does a very good job at that. And by the way, every time I tag them, they repost, right? So that works out a lot. Now, when it comes to right now, when you compare the different shopping centers, you pass by Cypress Village on a weekend, it is packed, all right? From corner to corner. Okay, and that's really just, you know, a testament to an investment. There was a lot of investment in Cypress Village when they did that uplift, and really they have a lot of traffic. I know at some point, Main Street, I believe, is gonna be having an uplift as well. That's gonna help a lot of the businesses and attract new ones. Now, when it comes to the businesses, and I went through this with the car show, Cars for Heroes, they cannot afford to have more people on staff.
Yeah.
They just can't. It is what it is. And we cannot ask more of them than what they're doing right now. So the solution is exactly partnering up with different organizations. The golf cart community can come to one of these events. I would say, even I was talking to Ann before the meeting. I started like a Miami Lakes Car Club. We can have a car show together with these events. Okay, that will attract a lot of car enthusiasts to come into Main Street. And, you know, the only thing is, we would have to go through the proper posture, you know, with the Graham companies, because we would have to take over the whole Main Street to have cars parked there at night. That was very popular in the 90s. I remember when Jumpin' Jack was doing the car show in the 90s.
Cultural affairs did so many events that, you know, they started,
Right.
you know.
And we can
different committees like the veterans. I mean, I can go forever. I mean, all these events, the Eastern, I used to be part of cultural affairs. It's just that for some reason, all these committees want to do these things on their own instead of working together.
But we can most certainly, and like my car show, I have people coming in from Weston, people coming in from Davie, people Hialeah, Miami Gardens, you name it. So we can have all those people come in and show their cars. People love cars. When it comes to kids, when it comes to different activities, I understand what you're saying, but with what's going on here, then we don't have the money. So what ends up happening is we gotta have less events. We can't do one once a month, we do it once a quarter. And then we can go ahead and now afford more things. But keep in mind, if you wanna put stuff for kids, you're gonna have to close up the street. Like Cars for Cure does, right in that middle area, and have that whole area isolated.
This is already
That's
close on the
some-
weekends right now.
No, I'm talking about
Only phase 2 and not New Barn. That's what Carlos is talking about,
Yes.
the intersection.
the intersection.
Main
The
Street,
other part.
yeah,
Okay.
and I think when you do that, you have to get an MOU, MOT, whatever that is,
Yes.
and that's money, and that becomes more involved.
Right,
Yeah.
by that, if you wanna have like something for kids, that's the only way you're gonna do it. You're not gonna have that unless you put a petting zoo there on Main Street, but again, that all becomes expensive. But again, what I'm trying to say is that for what we currently have on Main Street, I personally think we're doing a pretty good job. Because you gotta think about it, there's a lot of open spaces. There's not a lot of, and I know that now the movie theater, when you take it down, that's gonna give opportunity to get more people to invest in Main Street and be more, you know, in fact, you're gonna do an outdoor seating area, right? That's gonna be gorgeous. I'm sure someone's gonna be into that. But what I'm trying to say to this group is, I think you guys are trying to squeeze a lot out of a place that's not fully occupied. So you gotta do the best with what you got. Look what you do at Chella's. That place was south of the border. No one even knew that place. Okay, no one even knew it until you came in and now you're driving the town, right? With all the different events. So what I'm saying is working together. I don't know what those campaigns do. I have no idea. I know you did for the EDC. You have the one that shows up every day on Instagram and that was in your face and that was really good. I don't know how expensive that is. Is it $25 a day?
Was it? No, I don't think so.
We did it, yeah, with the budget
was-
was 25,000, but it was $1,000 on pay campaign for the whole process.
That's what we're talking about, paid ads.
Paid
you know,
ads,
Okay,
Facebook,
yes, $1,000 for how long?
For
like
like
a
2
month.
months.
Months
This would be a
Uh-huh.
month for each event, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay, so is there any way, instead of saying we're gonna throw $1,000 at an event, let's just spread it out? Is there any way we can spread it out?
No, that's what we
Well,
were
this is
saying.
starting out.
$1,000?
$4,000 total and then
That's
that's
a lot of money, guys.
We're saying.
I mean.
For advertising?
Yeah, because we were saying it was like the $500 wasn't enough.
I mean, we're talking about in committee, like, that's a lot of money. When it comes to private enterprise, that's it.
Right now, you have on the economic development committee meeting already committed $2,000 for all those events.
Okay.
We just need to come up
Okay.
with the other half.
That we have to just come out to the other half. The committee agreed that if we are able to bring it, the other half, that we know that it will move the needle, so you see it, it will do it. The issue is not just that, because I think that one way or another, we can get them.
Okay.
Okay? The issue is that when the people come, have a good experience, okay? Just to go back to one of the things. Yes, it's being frustrated to work with different things. The city, the Grahams, the town, the vendors, everybody's kind of busy and they commit for a second, like we're committing right now to be here, but then they cannot commit it and all of that, obviously because they don't see the benefits. However, what we have accomplished, if you see from the past 2 years, it's incredible. Like you were saying, they have been doing a lot. Now the Grahams have a marketing company that they can do. The vendors are doing a little bit better right there. They already meet, they already committed, they already talk about these issues. They already know those things before nothing of that happened. So I know. So my recommendation right here is we cannot give up because if not, it's gonna go to town because we have to kind of push it.
But again, my whole thing is we cannot, I'm not saying we give up.
No, I'm not saying that. I
Right.
saying your points. I was just going back to
Right.
the point, I think, because I feel his frustration, because I feel it all the time too, and it's easier sometimes to say, let me just focus on what I'm doing and that's it.
Right.
Right? And going back to what you have mentioned to your points, I think that's the main point, to agree right now, okay, we wanted to kind of have a great event, let's do it once a quarter. We wanted to have events that are going to be very successful, extend the dates. Maybe it's like every month, but we cannot do it the one in February because we know that the one in February, may have the results that people expected to see. The restaurants right there to be able to put things outside or anything, they're not going to do it if they don't see people coming. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. Have one that is successful, that people see, that get engaged, so then we can tell other people, hey, committed to sponsorships, committed to the liquor companies, and all of those things. And it's just how we can organize together with all our resources and efforts to be able to.
Well, if you go with this, there's an event coming up in a few months. Go to Miami Springs for the River Cities event. Has anyone been to that event? It is an amazing event.
Yes.
Okay, the whole place is locked down and everybody's busy. Why? Because you have a bunch of activities. You have a car show, you have the arts and crafts, you have people selling beer, you have people selling a bunch of things. So what you do is similar to what I did for Cars for Heroes, and obviously we work very closely on that. You get people that are non-competitive to the Main Street vendors that show up. You can go through Diego to do that. Diego already has all the contacts, and you get them in to play. And guess what? Now you have
An
space
event.
that is open, that is occupied.
Correct.
So, and the MOP is already there in place, and now you have an event, but we cannot do this once a month.
That's what we're talking about. Is like
Right.
understand how can we make these and use the resources, because that's what the economic development says. If we're doing these, we're just wasting the money. And that's what the main thing or the effort is. We're wasting the money on things that are not going to be necessarily successful for the town.
Like I said, the original idea is to bring music, art, I'm talking about the cultural part of it.
Yeah.
We're also working on doing something really big for the 4th of July. And for that, I already contacted the person who's gonna be handling the games for the kids and so forth. What we may do is maybe, because I know that these are big monstrosities, I don't know where we can put them. But maybe we can get a vendor that can bring one of those, you've seen them on Veterans Park. 1, 2 or 3, or maybe, a couple, not too many.
Right.
Just bring game for the kids to, instead of, we could have the gym in place and this, we have to pay them. And, I love that, my favorite. And then just, maybe, again, we want to focus on the art and dance and all that, but we need to say, be realistic. I said, people have kids, let's do something for the kids too. The idea again is, I was at the Pembroke Pines Art Festival, which was fantastic. And that's another idea that I have to maybe do it on Main Street. But that takes another planning and another team of people to do it because I can't do it all. Is they had this lady that she would take like this piece of art and then make it a puzzle. And then that day she had, I think it was octopus or something. I got her name. I said, I want you to do a cow and then have the kids come in and then do number and then it's very interactive. I mean, the lady's very, and I said that could be one of the activities we could have for the kids. And like that, bring games, it's make it more of a family instead of just.
It's a festival feel. Which
Yeah.
you were talking about. For our, the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
So, but Denise, I didn't want to say something.
I was just going back to the clubs. We don't,
Yeah.
it doesn't just have to be the clubs that we have in Miami Lakes, but we can invite other clubs that are coming from Fort Lauderdale. There's motorcycle clubs, there's more, classic cars, there's a lot more out there.
Motorcycles would be interesting, because we've seen a lot of car shows.
Right, we have lots of
Motorcycles.
cars and obviously golf
Just
carts.
wanna reel it back a little bit because we're getting a little bit in the abstract again.
Yeah.
I wanna go back to the concrete, I guess. So, and also again to wrap it up too, because I like what Romy's saying.
Always hungry.
When it comes down to the action items, right, and what we can do, okay? So that's why we partially wanted to come here with something concrete, right? So we came here with at least the idea of the extra funding to help market it. So at least we have something on that aspect of things. When it comes to all these collaborations, I agree. These ideas are all awesome. They're all great. But the question always ends up with the how, How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna coordinate this?
The who,
Yeah.
right there. Cause.
That's where that's the big issue.
You got the music, right? You got the music. You got the stage, you got the liability. I'm sure you got some kind of liability insurance for that event, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
The company has it.
the Grahams will let you put tables, will let you put outside vendors. All you gotta do is add a hold harmless to that. So that part is, there you go, that's done. Now, somebody, you guys, EDC pick, if not Carlos will do it, he's really good at it, does it at Chelis. Who's gonna go get? You gotta go see the merchants. So go visit all the merchants and tell them what they have available to them and what they gotta do. Don't ask them, tell them, and why it's gonna benefit them. When you're done, then go to the restaurants. Same thing. Guys, you're gonna put this out here. Garrison, you're gonna put this out here and you're gonna put this here this night because it's gonna benefit you this way. Do it, and if it doesn't work, you'll never do it again. But you gotta go tell them that. Then you gotta go get the golf carts. Tell them to come out to the golf cart that night. Bring them this night. Tell them every night. You do all of them. Car show, Carlos, get a car show, put a mini car show. This part I haven't gotten permission on yet, but maybe you open up that little section where it's closed off and you can put cars there. Find out if you can do that. Then just that section, you only need 20 cars. Poof, you had a baby car show. Motorcycles, same thing. You want motorcycles, you can bring motorcycles and they can be outside in the parking lot or around. Find out where you can put them. The kids face painting, Eddie says already he's gonna take care of the face painting, he's gonna take care of the dog show, he's gonna take care of the kid entertainment, because he says he can do that. The arts, I don't know anybody that wants to do the arts. Maybe Natalie wants to go and get arts and put arts. You can go to Ricky G.
Get the arts.
You can go to the
Like,
Ricky
you
G
go to
where we
Ricky.
went. Ricky G and tell him to put out arts.
Come and he
He'll
can
start.
He likes to work with it.
So you got Ricky G.
Okay, I got it.
And then your outside vendors, you said somebody's gonna call Diego. Okay, somebody volunteered to call Diego and see what he can put if you wanna put more outside vendors. Right? So everybody's got their action item. Each person knows what they gotta do. Now let's go do it. Let's see if it happens. Felicia already took care of the music, the stage, the liability, and the different bands and the dates. So that's set. Now it's these. Everybody throw out those ideas. Each one of you pick one and do it.
Well,
I could do them all by myself. I ain't doing one because I got a million other things I gotta do for the county. But this is simple, easy to do. Pick and choose. I already picked each one of you. Just say, okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Because I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna dump it on him, and I need him. He's not gonna do this anymore. If he keeps getting shit dumped on him, because I need him to work. Because I need him to make money. I want him in my house. I want him to buy his own place. I want him to get a girl. And it's not gonna happen. He's doing all this shit.
Can
for
we
you guys.
put that in the minutes?
Is it on me?
I think you wanted to say something about all of this.
well, this is just a personal opinion of mine as an individual sitting at this table. And to go with what Carlos said, you have to have the space. Okay, you guys need to, everybody needs to think about that. And think about the space.
But it's there. You have it. It's that little space is right there. All you gotta do is fill it in with what you got.
What little space are you talking
A
about?
little circle. That's all you gotta fill in is that little circle with tables all around.
All that we.
And the actual merchants that are there already, the vendors that are already can fill up that space. And then you add on,
It's not gonna work if you're keeping the band there, because that little circle, you want everyone there to watch and listen to the music,
that's-
and then everyone else is gonna be where, posted up. Cars and motorcycles,
Yes,
they're
and
not
walking
gonna
around.
be in that circle.
walking around, you gotta
No,
walk.
the people are gonna be walking
That's the
around.
only place. The
You
people
can't just have
can't
them
sit
sitting in a
there.
circle the whole time.
No, of course, what I'm saying
No,
is the
the
main
idea is
attraction is the
to-
music, so
Yeah.
we need the music to be in more of a
It's
central
one of each,
location
one.
within.
Well,
Wherever you wanna
but
put
the-
it.
And the other
It's
thing,
a long street.
the other
it's
thing is
different.
this was
It's-
a Main Street Live event, which we've had. And I didn't know, coming to this meeting that there was gonna be conversation about expanding on it. So Andrea's, on your committee and she's the family member and I'm just here.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be able to expand it to, if you're gonna expand it to what you wanna, to something big, then it turns into one of his events. Or It
Right.
turns into 4th of July. this is a baby event. You
Right.
just gotta fill in that little space you got.
Right,
available.
we're
You
just
can't
talking
make it
from,
big, 'cause then it's
from
gonna look
60
empty,
No,
which is the
to-
It's a,
yeah.
it's how long is this event? 2 hours, 3 hours?
2 hours.
Two
Yeah.
hours, it's just a 2 hour
Right,
event.
this
What
is
you wanna
not,
do
this
is
is
get
not a
people
full
doing.
Main Street strip.
That's
That's
just
too
phase
much.
two right now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
Right.
where-
I think the most actionable items would be things like the vendors outside, maybe Diego with the farmer's market. I don't
That's
think
too
we're at the
big.
level of car
If
shows.
you
or-
get the vendors that are there outside, it'll fill up the place.
Correct.
Let's get
At least for a
outside.
month of the event, I don't think we're there for that.
You tell me to do it, I'll do it.
Tell us,
Okay.
kind
No,
of, a
I'm
little
just-
section.
I'm
there,
just-
into it.
Quick
your
random
bands
question,
back to
how
you.
many committees are in the town? EDC, Public Affairs, Cultural Affairs, how many more?
There are like 13.
I'm sorry,
Elderly affairs.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant, I meant EDC, Public Safety, Cultural Affairs, and then
Elderly.
Elderly Affairs, Veterans,
Youth
Right.
activity,
Youth Activity, and that's it, Special Needs?
SNAB, special.
Okay, so that's
Lasting, yeah.
blasting, okay, so I don't know,
Neighborhood improvement.
neighborhood improvement, okay, so that's already 9, that's already 9 committees. I don't know what the budgets are for each committee, but this is maybe something to put on the next EDC agenda, and I would be happy to like spearhead this. If we were to approach each committee for like an annual commitment and possibly be able to hire an events person for the town on behalf of the committees, because, yes,
At the last, quarterly, what is it, the chairman's quarterly meeting that we have, I think it's twice a year. I brought to their attention to, because like I said, before the cultural affairs is to, be the umbrella to all these events that they're doing.
mhm,
What has been happening is each committee, the special needs, the neighborhood, each one of them is sort of like isolating themselves. And I said, let's collaborate together because we're repeating the same events.
mm,
So it's been hard. I mean, it's trying to bring everybody into.
That's I mean, wrong.
It's a problem because why, I mean, the veterans parade used to be part of the cultural affairs. And then somehow the veterans committee said, no, we're doing it on our own. So now they're doing social things. It's like I said, what, this is the veterans committee. Why are they doing social things and domino night and this? That's part of the elderly affairs. So it's crazy. I mean, everybody wants to do their own thing and instead of working together.
Yeah, but that's why we have the quarterly chair meetings. Like I'm working now with neighborhood improvements for an event in April, so we are working together. And I'm working with you, how about that, in this event? For the record, Felicia, I think this event is good. I gotta tell you, this event, I gone to it, hey, actually, I have a lot of fight up and down. I think it's
The
gonna be.
bands are excellent.
The record.
I think it's going to do good. We just need everybody's
To know
commit,
about it.
right? So, I
Like
think-
I said, it's the
A little
first
bit of a
part of the
push.
meeting is
Yes.
commit.
yes.
If we don't
So-
commit, don't join the
And,
committee.
I'm sorry, I don't think that you're gonna get much out of the Main Street merchant. I just don't think so,
No, not right now.
because they're
They
just too
don't have
tied
any
up.
event.
You know, I'm not- You
But
can get them.
probably Alex is the best one at Garrison, because he will set up outside a little station to buy alcohol.
He's the hardest one to get to do anything. If he's hard, if it's easy.
I think
then-
9 to 10 will do something.
Right?
I
I'm
think 9
saying.
to 10 will do.
Really will.
Yeah, I think 9 to 10 will do
Who?
something.
9 to
9 to
10.
10.
But I think it's very easy,
Yes.
put the golf carts in there and
Yes.
put the cars whenever you want, and
Yes.
that's it. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a bigger turnout.
And then he'll do it.
So, okay.
My dream, I'm always dreaming and getting all these crazy ideas, is that where the jewelry store used to be,
No.
is
No.
make
Oh,
that.
no.
Oh,
Magnet
Magnet Jewelers.
That was.
Is, my idea always has been to make that into a little museum. That people walk in and hand down things for the kids.
Give me 25 grand a month, I'll let you do it.
No, I know. It's.
I'll rent it from 120 and then.
It is, our committee, the cultural affairs, want to collaborate and they're very, I mean, they're reaching out to us. The Frost Science Museum wants to do something with us. They do have outreach programs. And the idea is to, how do we bring them in? Unfortunately, they don't have a mobile, museum or activity. But the idea is if we can bring them on that night and they can do things for the kids. I mean, their museum, I don't know if you've seen, they had an event last weekend and it's amazing what they do.
We have a museum right here in the lobby.
Yeah.
There's one more right there.
Okay.
But all right, yeah. But to wrap everything up, just because I feel like we're just in a talking circles, and Carlos pointed out too, we kind of are already, so.
Alright,
What's up?
So I said, can we just see how can we come with each other? right? Right now, those events are already good. I don't think that Alicia
Yeah, I think that's
is going
changing
to
right now.
move it or anything like that. I think they're right there is, how can we contribute?
Yeah.
How can we all commit?
Okay, so now we're going to the concrete
Two
action items. Let's not talk about the abstracts for this, okay? This is just to close it out. The next one is in, yeah, a couple weeks. So the first action item was that extra $500 for each of the events, okay? I want everybody, I guess, nobody can really make any votes or make any decisions for their organizations today. But I guess bring this back, to all your organizations and see if anybody's willing to contribute to help us reach that $1,000 total for each of the events, right? So that's like the first, at least we walk out of here with something versus all just this, abstract things. So there's that. The other thing from that is we have all those different action items that Tico's nice enough to point out. Obviously there's, you kind of assign people to do different things. I don't know if everyone's actually gonna do that and move forward with that. So that's kind of where I'm left off with that. We've got the one action item that I'm pretty sure we can get done, like Carlos was saying, the increase the marketing, we can get the money for that. We just gotta find somebody. From one of these organizations here. The only thing that's where I'm stuck on is the now getting everybody else involved, getting Main Street merchants to put things outside, maybe getting the golf cart people involved, potentially getting the car show, or a mini car show involved, the car.
February 20th, the car show is not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's too soon.
Yeah, no.
He's gotta talk to, the Grahams and see if what
In
can be done there,
addition-
if anything can be done there, or what it would cost and what what kind of insurance you need for that. For that little space to turn it into a mini car show.
Mhm.
And if you can get the people to put cars on there.
Oh, we.
Right, we got the-
Right, but like for that would be for the April or the May one.
Yeah, so for
Right,
the next event, what I'm saying is
fine.
aim for the $1,000 for
Right.
marketing, we see if that does
And
push
get
the
the
needle.
merchants
If
out
it
there.
does something,
Remind me, the
and we can try to
EDC,
get the merchants out there. We
the
can try.
EDC motion was $500 committed per event.
For events,
And we want $1,000 total per event, right?
yes.
Yes,
So
okay,
that's
so
why
we
it's
need
2,000 and
500.
another 2,000. So
Okay.
4,000 total.
Perfect.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead, Felicia, sorry, real quick.
Yeah. It's nice that you're contributing the money. The thing is to market this, let's say, I know someone from the youth task force that, she does line dancing. So I said, bring your dancers. So people dance, country, and it's gonna be fun. I mean, this is a good band. I mean, I don't wanna get political, but they already performed twice for the governor. So it's a good band.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of creating that theme, the country theme. I'm bringing my cowboy hat. Everybody, let's make it like a holiday.
But the only thing with that is we're getting back to the abstract.
right.
Even something we can.
No, she just said you're gonna bring line dancers and you just put them in front of the
That-
stage. So
That's
he's got
already
that.
helping a lot.
Next,
Yeah.
Alicia's got line dancers.
Yeah.
Next.
People love that.
People wants to go home. I gotta feed Romy.
Yes.
She's got a meeting in the morning.
Well,
Oh,
like I
what
said,
else?
that's basically it, that's what I got.
That's what I got.
So,
the
okay,
merchants.
so we need to come up
You
with,
know them all?
I do.
we need to come up with $500
know
per event.
What I'm saying, because it's not
Here we go.
gonna say, hey, come out on things,
No.
it's not gonna be worth it,
Here's your
to them, they're
pitch.
not gonna come back.
Great.
Because in 2 weeks, it's going to be difficult. Even right now, to create the marketing campaign that is going to take a week, is only 1 week of marketing. It's not going to even let the algorithm set.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So I think we should probably focus on the next one, so that way we can do everything that we can commit. Because if not, we're going to waste resources and efforts from the people to come up and see something that is not going to do. But line dancers are going to help. Or so, but how we promote it,
That's
for example.
You
know,
learn how to do line dancing or something
Correct,
like that.
and stuff, exactly, but that's how we should market it, right? Because right now, nobody else is going to know besides this table.
Okay, so I have a couple ideas.
Yeah, I love it. Ideas.
So there's that club called Roundup.
Yeah.
I've only been once
In Davie.
in Davie, but why doesn't someone reach out to them and tell them, we've got something going on. If you have, is there a group of line dancers? These people are like in groups.
Yeah.
And they follow things. It's just an idea to reach out to who does
No,
country line dancing.
I don't know,
But you have a line dancing people already, don't you?
Well,
thinks
I
different
have
people.
this
They're
young
gonna
lady
come
that
do it.
does
She has
it,
a lady.
so maybe, I need to reach out to.
Reach out to her, but you don't have to
Maybe
promote.
somebody over there.
Thank you.
You don't have to promote it. This is just to add to the entertainment for this one, because you're not gonna be able to promote. We already know.
Yeah, no,
This
that's
is just to add to
Push
this
it
one.
right now.
And then, hello, Natalie lives at that, what was that place you mentioned?
Roundup.
She lives there. She can find them, she can bring people over there. Go get all the hot girls and bring them over there. Okay, Dance for 2 hours.
Goes a lot.
Listen to me.
Oh, you don't.
You know how you're gonna get them to come? do a line dance for 2 hours, free drink at Chella's after, he'll give you a coupon for a free whatever, for them to go there afterwards. And then they party, that one free drink is gonna get them 20 other drinks afterwards.
Of course.
They'll gladly do it. So there's your way, try it, just try it. You don't have to do
That's
it.
part of showing all of these people the benefit.
Okay.
Right, just do it, but if they don't do it, we're not gonna do it.
Okay, point of order, we're crazy right now. Okay, so we need to wrap this up. We need actionable action items. So Carlos, I heard a volunteer to speak to the Main Street merchants. He asked what he needs to tell Main Street merchants. Give him your pitch. What do you tell Main Street merchants to get them to
What he
participate?
already told is not gonna work.
It's
Because
not
we
gonna
don't
work.
have nothing,
It's not gonna-
it's not gonna hold, like, we can compensate them for that one, but the other one, we're not gonna
Can we
compensate.
put their logos on the marketing material?
Yes,
So
yes.
I think we had to kind of organize it for the next one and see what can
I
we
know,
help
but
it
they're
with this
just
one
not-
that is already kind of on the works. And
No,
have
but
for March 20,
I don't know,
everything that we can
for
come.
Social media marketing.
Because the one in, I'm sorry, February 20, because the one in, no, where?
March 20.
Yeah, March 20.
I'm sorry, March.
March 20th.
Yeah.
It's
Because-
okay.
There's a
What
garrison
we
of
can
base.
commit right now, it's going
But
to.
that's just
for
the
a long-
break one.
What did you
I'm
do with
worried
the
about
laptop? I saw a table.
attendance.
Because of the date.
For February 20th, where is it on social media? Cause I don't see.
I've never seen
on
it. That's
any
real.
Hasn't been
page
put out
that
yet.
I've-
Hasn't been put out.
But
Why?
it's in 2 weeks.
Why?
No,
That's the
They can tell
problem.
Miami Lakes, I'm sure, on events.
They
Yeah.
did a video and they mentioned it today on Town of Miami Lakes.
Do you have
Yeah,
a
but
digital
where? On the
version of this
story?
that we can share in all our chats
It's
with
on
all
their
the
story.
different
I mean.
groups that we have
If
blocked?
it's on their story, it's gone. You can't, you have
Can
to
you
put it
send
on
it
their
to me?
main feed.
Cause then I can put it in
And
all my
I-
chats that I'm a part of, but.
I have an idea, guys, so because we're, you know, we need to wrap this up right now, okay? So one of the reasons why we were gathered here today is to make the event more successful. One of the key things that we can do is market the event.
Mhm.
EDC is already committing X amount of funds. It's not gonna make the dent that we need, so my suggestion would be the following approach. The organizations that are here, you don't have to commit tonight, but if you can go back to your leadership team and maybe, for example, BNI Miami Lakes will own the March 20th event. We'll commit whatever it is. I think to get to the number that EDC wanted, we need, if we only do it through our organizations, whatever. If you wanna go fundraise with your members, great. But BNI Miami Lakes will own the March 20th event. We'll make it a member event so that we excite our members to attend. And right there, that's 50 potential more families that could fill up the space. And we'll commit $500 to that event. If the chamber can own either the April or the May event, and the chamber promote that particular date to your membership to, you know, to make that a more powerful night. You know, if whatever, BNI Hialeah or the other BNI Miami Lakes does the same with the May one, like that, so that at least we have an additional organization with an additional group of people promoting it specifically there. And then that organization can own gathering the extra $500 that we need to market that event. Does that seem like a fair next step that we can all agree on tonight?
Yeah, makes
To then take it and run?
Pretty
makes a lot of
smart.
sense, yeah.
You know,
My
I
brain's
have some
behind those
ideas,
looks, huh?
you know.
That'll take care of 1, 2, 3, 4 events.
That'll take,
Last 4.
well, I'm counting
No,
BNI
three.
Miami Lakes, BNI Hialeah.
BNI Lakes Connect
Lakes
and
Connect is
Chamber.
not here, so we can't assume that Lakes Connect is gonna do
We're gonna
anything.
do it if
I'm
I tell
here, I
them.
can talk about it.
Great, okay,
To
oh,
them about it.
okay,
Yeah, he's
fantastic,
Lakes
I'm in
Connect.
X Connect, yeah.
excellent. So I'll take BNI Miami, Miami Lakes will take March 20th, because, you know, we have a great events team and we can work quickly.
Okay, Chamber
So-
wants May.
Chamber gets me, because Chamber's a hot, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, May, Chamber, man, Lakes, Chamber.
I just need time.
Okay.
This guy's crazy. It'll be a live show, I mean, this is it.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Action
so
items.
we'll take Miami Lakes, Chamber will take May, and Lakes Connect will take the 17th.
Try Matthew 17th and then May, and then we'll pitch that to them. Okay, there's your $500. We're gonna hold it. Now, you're a chicken shit. You don't wanna talk to the freaking vendors, bro. They'll do it. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them.
I'll go with you to talk to
I'll
him.
get tables, right?
I'll go with you to talk to him.
Now,
Like,
But you know
they
me.
need to
I'm
get
not gonna eat it.
permission from the Grahams to do so. And that's why we had to wait.
The
for
what,
that.
the what? No, I
They need to
represent the
get-
Grahams today. What's the question?
They need to get,
Be in my office tomorrow after.
But what's the question,
have a
sir?
chance to do
yes, to allow them to put the bar or tents or outside, so they can be more like a live
I don't know.
events.
Yes,
And
you
then
gotta add it
see
to
if
the
we
hard
can get the
part.
cars, see if we
Hold
can
on,
get the
hold on.
golf course, the golf carts and stuff like that, so that way.
Yeah, golf carts can be later. We're not gonna be able to do that for this. And if you can get it, great, but we're not gonna bank on that. But this, we just want the outside people and, well, you're not gonna have the money.
Have a lot of it.
There's nobody gonna wanna buy this.
Yeah, even in the little swing something.
Bye-bye.
I know, but I-
Oh, that is. With the general information, there we go.
Okay.
So February 20.
Who's gonna distribute? The digital
Asset.
assets to this table.
So
Who has it?
that,
Yeah, I know, it's not there.
Oh, we're not gonna get it from Instagram. Somebody has it. Who has it?
So can you post that on social media? tomorrow?
Get it to me, I can share it.
It's just that who's gonna.
That's all you does.
Yeah, but yeah, when I went to events, it's not there.
No,
Because
even
it's
the
not
stories.
very-
They only do stories on events.
That's,
Yeah, you need to have a
That-
post, cause
that,
people don't see
that
the story.
kills me, and I'm not trying to take it out on you, but this is just to reiterate that we really need to have a come to Jesus moment with town communications, because it's
It's gone and
so
you'll never see it again.
ineffective
See, so-
how town communications post or really doesn't post about town events, that it's only stories, there's no public post, like, there's no permanent post. They also won't, when we have a committee event put on by the town, they won't give posting control to the event that's putting on, to the committee that's putting on the event. So then, it's just, it's not effective. And I don't know who the EDC tried to find a way around that. I still don't know who the correct person is to.
This is
Okay,
what, you
so
get the story
the
on the,
EDC
post it on the-
So like for example, we have a town event, right, put on by a town committee. And especially if that event is on a weekend, the person that's responsible for posting on town social media doesn't show up on a weekend because they're just an employee, and if they don't live here, they're not gonna come, on a weekend to document something or late night to document something. So then what ends up happening? No live posts. The post will happen, 2 and 3 and 4 days later, completely out of context, right? You miss capturing all that valuable content, no interaction with people because there's no one, liking their comments or whatever, right? So the closest that we came to being able to do something was when we did the EDC boot camp. We basically, strong armed the communications department to have someone there at least for an hour present. And we had the consultant that we paid for there, telling them what to post and how to post it right then and there, making sure that they were doing it. That's the only way we could do it. So, we have something as important as this event with so much production, with so much money being putting into it, and all we can get is a story that lasts 24 hours.
Yep.
That
And
seems like a
that even
really
happens
big loss
in
of town resources. That's super ineffective. And we brought it up several times. I'm still not quite clear on who has the decision-making power of correcting that, because that just seems like
Yes.
a big gap.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Eddie a chance real quick to speak up.
My God, Eddie, you in your hands.
Like,
So 100%, what Romy said is, yeah, I'll just second all of that. And then furthermore, the same type of thing happens to sponsors. I was born and raised here. I'm not going anywhere. Special Sponsors will continue to sponsor and all that, but I know for a fact there are sponsors that have left and not done it again. And those are money that no longer goes to committees like youth activities and all that, because, you have a platform as the town to really engage people and help companies that are helping, the town and sponsors and also the committees themselves. And then it's not really being utilized in the best way to be able to promote those companies that are sponsoring and all that. Us sponsoring and never even really being tagged in a post. Yeah, it would be great. I mean, again, I'm not going anywhere, but I know other people have felt that way and have no longer continued to sponsor events that they had done before, because it actually used to happen and then it's kind of dropped off about 5, 6 years ago. Even before COVID, it was already there was a transition there, and yeah, I think that is something that I'm guessing it's more controlled by council or staffers, but I think it's something that does need to be visited.
We're still trying to figure out who it's controlled
Yeah.
by. Yeah.
Putting the events.
Well, it's March, doesn't know.
To be able to finish the minute two, I think that the idea, Romy, and you guys are agreed to who's taking all of these events. Can we put deadlines for where the ADC will need things? Because I guess we're gonna be able to focus on the marketing side of it, right? Work with the communications department, pushing them to do those, because we cannot push those advertising. In case
Right, that's the thing,
In
is like
case- in
EDC
case
has to
that-
then take
Okay,
the
I have
time
an
to
idea.
sit with communications for the
I
town.
have an idea
To get those
because,
things out.
because
Where's
it's
the
paid
money?
ads, right? Because those paid ads, we give the money to the town so they can do it. What about if, as this is a Main Street event, we promote it to the
Main Street Instagram account,
yes.
so your account.
That we will have a little
the
bit more
money in there.
control, more posting, more all of these, and we'll give budget for paid campaigns.
That would be a question, I think, for the town. I don't know if you can answer that for us, but.
Why?
No, because if
That
they
we
give us
use
the
the-
invoice,
The
if they give us the
funds,
invoice.
we give it to the grants, saying, to use?
No.
That's what
we-
you're saying.
they're a
It's like
marketing
when they
company.
give us
Basically,
the
you're hiring
marketing.
their marketing company to do it.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm assuming we'd have to double check with the town, right? I would see if that's something we could do, right? Or no?
Need, council approval.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, just to double check.
The first one that we did, that they could promote it, so with the kind of.
I don't-
Basically, just
I-
giving.
I-
Sounds like
Main
a-
Street.
We're giving money to them to advertise instead. That's like-
It's a smart one, 'cause I can put it on the chamber one, pero it's.
Correct.
but,
But it's organically.
Right, or, but we can
Need to
pay it to the
pay
chamber
ads,
one.
Right, so it has to be a business account like the one that the city has.
Yeah,
But we have a lot of limitations when we market those things in the town. If we use the funds to pay campaigns on that Main Street Live account to promote this event, and they will be able to do because it's in Main Street, and we just do the funds to those to be able to do it. Obviously, they do the
I
reports.
was gonna say the same thing you said, but I was gonna say do it through the Chalice one, because you guys have a lot of followers, but then
But
that
not
might
get
become conflicted.
confusing and stuff
Right,
like
but the
that.
Main Street,
Yes,
what is it called again, the Instagram for Main Street?
Main Street Miami Lakes.
The Main Street Miami Lakes Instagram would be the perfect one, because it's Main Street Miami Lakes.
correct.
The question is, can you fund it through there?
Right, correct.
Yeah.
If we
And that
could,
way,
that's why, yeah.
it
If we
it's
could, I
just
think.
reports and they will tell right there, Google and all of those.
It's basically gather the funds and then provide it to that company, I
Correct.
guess, that new company.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I would be okay with that too, just if we can.
Who runs?
If they allow us to do so
Who
too.
runs this account?
Oh, no, Shaw Miami Lakes, I don't know.
Shop,
Who's that?
No,
Because maybe
I
they.
thought it used to
I
be
think
here.
it's Vanessa. Is it Vanessa, the one that runs that?
Oh, it might be.
I
She
think
took over
it's-
one, but let me see, I can tell you.
Actually.
Because if you,
I don't know.
if anything, you just do one that's global, not just Main Street. Shop Miami Lakes and you.
No,
put
but this
all
is the main,
some
we're going for Main Street Live, so it's not a problem.
That-
Whether-
That's for us to vote on once we get
That would be a
them.
problem with the
Yeah.
town.
So,
that one I have.
I mean, that's like, I mean, unless it's gonna be like a renegade account, like, you know, I Heart Miami Lakes, right? Like, that's just a town resident, you know what I mean? But to get all the committees, I mean, again, that would be like an underground
It's gotta be
effort.
her.
The town, we have tried at EDC, the town will not approve us opening and owning a social media account. They won't do
either,
it.
either managing the
Yeah.
ads.
Well, you know what, just do what we keep doing. I give Tico all the stuff and he reposts it. That's it, that's simple, and it works.
I mean,
No, it's not enough, it's not
Hey,
enough.
That is not,
You do that, you do
not
it,
gonna.
you
More
do it.
outside, man.
That's-
It doesn't
yes.
promote the
No,
town
because what
the
I
way
would
that
do is put it
we're.
on chamber and then pay.
Oh,
Do
me.
you
putting our
think
effort
that
into
we
it.
can do
It's
that
not
if
fair.
we provide the funds and we provide the arts and everything to
I
promote
have
that?
absolutely no idea, because that's out of my ballywhack, but I will pass them.
I can answer one of those questions, but she just can't answer, which is they will repost it. All they want is content. Now, can we put money behind it? That's the question that Anne's gonna ask.
Correct.
So, and I know we can do that because I was told we could do that. Send it and we'll repost it. You guys, just find out if we can put money behind those.
Isn't it makes you one better though than the town? That's why I don't know.
It just
It
means
has more
no,
followers.
it's not,
So I
but the
don't know.
town is the one you can't
You
control.
just can't manage it, yeah.
And we don't care about we don't care about the organic from the Main Street. We just wanna put the money on that one. Cause that's what's gonna get it out there, and then people are gonna read Main
Correct.
Street, and it makes.
And then you will
Yeah,
organically
but
will be
it
also in the
will-
town.
It'll end up building that
But-
account.
Can we also commit to have deadlines of when we need all these arts, right?
Mhm.
Because they will have to put their logos, put
Yeah.
that, kind of team it up, kind of do all of those things.
Trolling, I mean, I created this one. And they came out with, no, we need to do one with just each band.
Yeah, of course.
So they picked this pictures, but it doesn't match the one we have.
Who's-
So I had
Who created this?
the town, without even consulting with us.
So Isabella did.
So.
Jesus, they're like, please God, no. She goes, please God, no.
Listen, we already lost one.
Okay. So,
But this is good, but this is good. Look, hey, look, this is
You're
good.
the truth.
no,
Now, what I'm gonna do is get the task and we're doing you want, girl.
Now it's single fire.
can we commit to that? So that way we create something that is like that from.
Isabella, we're talking impartial, so leave her on that, okay?
I need it for cars for here.
So the March.
You're allowed to.
The dates that we need, the assets.
The
So-
assets, I'm sorry, what?
For the March one, you
Marketing
submitted to
Yes.
Turbina and Miami Lakes, so
Uh-huh,
So for the March 20,
yes.
we need at least
at least 30
45,
days, yeah.
because 15
I'm
days
gonna
to
get
put it
a
together.
charge for tomorrow.
No, but
Good
yeah,
job.
your, like, he wants to put a date to say, all your logos need to be turned in by this
Oh,
date.
we're collecting logos?
Not
I'm
just the
sorry.
logos, but I'll say that if
What do
we
you
gather
think?
committee the whole
Change it.
uh
They change it.
thing, because if you, he's gonna come out with BNI and everything and says, okay, this is the event that we have, let's say March 30 is reggae funky fusion, right?
Uh-huh.
So how you team it a little bit with the concept, with your team, so then we create the arts that are going to be more entitled for the people to come. I'm saying,
Wait,
if
I'm
BNI is going
confused.
to.
How did we go from sponsoring it and inviting
They
our
own it.
people? No, but no, like, I'm sorry, but no.
They don't-
BNI will not be reaching out to Reggae Funk Fusion
No,
to collect their
I'm not
assets.
saying, I'm not saying
No.
that, I'm not saying that.
Your
You remember-
people's
So,
information to be promoted on the
I
flyer.
took DNI's logo.
but you're talking about, you need the BNI logo and you need the money. Yeah, like I can have that to you for
Yeah,
free.
but they're not.
Okay, but no,
She
we'll be able
Very
to
bad, we can make
create
it an
all
Instagram
these
page.
assets that
share
we
it for everybody,
need to
right?
promote.
The
Because it's
graphics?
not just the graphics, if we promote just this thing like that, it's not
That's
gonna
what I
be
use, so she gets it from
Yeah.
you.
vision.
You're talking about putting the graphics
Like
together.
you were
with the
saying,
logos
the
and
themes
everything.
and everything.
The videos, the theme.
I can volunteer to create the graphic, collect all the logos, use it. as
But I'm
additional
still,
marketing.
hold on, but I need to clarify, he's talking about videos and like, for like.
No, he's saying to
What
make
extra stuff are
a
we
new
talking about?
graphic with your branding, the TNI's
I
branding.
think if you listen to him, he's talking about a lot more than that. It's not just, it's
Why
not
don't
just
you
about putting the BNI logo on it.
Clarify exactly what you're.
Let me just explain what we need in order to promote this correctly, right? We cannot just promote one static ad, right?
Right.
It's going to not be efficient, it's not going to reach as many people. So we're going to need different versions, right? Not just the this, but the one that it fits in Facebook, the one that it fits in Instagram, the one that it fits is different sizes.
Story. as
Right, the
opposed
one that
to
it,
a
the
reel,
story,
right.
stuff like that, and videos reach out a lot more people,
Yeah.
right? So if we're going to invest on paid campaigns, we need to do that. Right, on each of the events, because if we just post it and we sponsor it, it's also kind of wasting money.
I have an idea, it's like, your idea is good, is because I created this in Canvas, and of course, they asked me, the town asked me to send them the original so they can adjust it, that stuff to it. What I can do is probably meet with the communications, Idalis, who's supposed to be the graphic designer. And because that's what happened with Anniversary, I had to change what she designed like 3 times, and this is not what I want, this is not what I want. So they eventually,
Let me see her, how's her?
it's hard working, they're setting in, this is what we wanna do, like I said. They sent me this and said, that's the wrong picture.
Wait, I don't wanna get too lost, Felicia, in like in the past stuff. So what Carlos is saying is that now we need something like now, we need graphics.
Stop with them and.
For
Yeah.
the event that we did.
Yeah, but you're saying that we need all the different variations in the graphics for the banners, for the stories, all these things, who's gonna do that? Are you saying that you can do that, Denise? Okay,
Volunteer
Denise is saying she
to
can
do
do
the
that.
Mhm.
There you
That is
go,
perfectly fine.
done.
I will get with you, get the original, we'll do some modifications,
Wow.
and I will help with the digital marketing, the social
I'll
media.
ask her to send.
Perfect.
And whoever is participating in the fund, we just need to.
Yeah. If you want, Denise, we can set you up at a meeting with the town's communications department, because I know that Carlos did it before with Idalis and his person.
Okay.
And then you can meet with her, and then maybe you can give her some advice or tips or something, and then you guys can
Okay.
talk about what strategy the town can implement, like at least,
Yeah.
give the town a chance. Cause I know Idalis does put in a lot of work, and she does, work a lot and goes to a lot of all the ribbon cuttings, and, she definitely tries. So I think we should at least, give her the chance and have Denise, give her the chance to sit with her. I know we tried it already with Vanessa,
Vanessa.
but let's try it here with a committee member, and with this.
What's she gonna do?
It's fun. To sit with Idalis and yeah, and then, because Denise is gonna come up with the graphics, so all the different graphics we need,
Mhm.
and then she can sit with Idalis and tell her like, hey, this is what I have prepped. this is the funds we have available.
This year's thing, you know, next year we can do something else.
Yeah,
So-
because I think right now we gotta stay within the bounds of what we have. I don't think we should get too crazy with it. Because it's gonna take too much time. So we stay with the $1,000, we use it
We're
within
gonna
the
go to all
town.
those people in that
We use
circle,
what we got.
we're gonna land 9,300 with me and watch how we land. This chicken shit doesn't wanna do it.
I told you that I do.
No.
But we have a plan.
You use your tactics on me. Matthew told me you're great at it. He's great at
I need to get
flipping it on
my
somebody
children.
else.
I'm really sorry, I need to get my kids.
No, but we're good. We're pretty much wrapped up.
Okay.
So we've got the action item.
So,
Everybody's
what
gonna talk to
date
their
do you want?
organizations for the specific events that
Yeah.
Romy assigned you to.
Yes.
You can send it to.
Denise is gonna work on the artwork, and we're gonna set up a meeting between Denise and Idalis, if you can help me with that, please. Please, with Denise, Idalis, the communications department.
We scheduled another meeting for this, like
Yes.
2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from
Yeah,
now.
I would say before the next.
No,
before
Yes.
this-
We're gonna have to do it next week, you only have 2 weeks left.
Okay,
Yeah, I
go.
would say, well, after, no, I'm saying after the 20th event.
Oh,
Not the
okay.
20th event.
Okay.
No, definitely, yeah. This event is happening as is pretty much.
Yeah.
We can maybe do a couple changes
I think
with the BNI stuff.
do one before the 20th so that we have enough time for the 320. So if the next one is 320, I think we should meet like, maybe like toward the end of next week or beginning of the following week.
Okay. What
Yeah.
are the of those?
Is the 7th of February available?
Thank you very much.
That is the council meeting,
Okay.
so this room is, yeah.
How about the
So
16th?
anybody wants to
16th.
fly?
I think the 16th.
That's friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Get me on a date.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
It doesn't say
What
how
about
about.
Bye, guys. See you soon. Thank you.
What about the 19th?
Thank you very much.
Do it on the 19th. At 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
reconvening February 19th at 6:30.
Wait, there's an event that day.
What is Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know, because I have it on my calendar. I wrote it out that day.
Okay.
There's an event that day at night.
If nobody is on my.
Sarah?
Here in Thursday, what about?
Oh, yeah, put me on there.
All right, y'all, thank you.
Oh.
Who knows, so I'm gonna.
Neil.
Thank you, sir.
The 7th is Saturday.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Rami.
So.
Yeah, that's-
Talk to me, Felicia.
So we'll give her-
I have.
Is it okay? Blake's-
There.